to do something incredible, and you will find that if you pursue this. This video is for anyone who feels like they don't fit in anywhere. If you've struggled to find a place where you feel like you fit, or you spend a lot of your time feeling lost and alone, then this is for you. And I can speak to this because for decades I was that person. To a certain extent I still am. I still don't feel that I fit in anywhere, but I've come to realize that by not feeling that I fit in, that is actually the one thing that makes me fit in the way I'm supposed to. And so if any of these things feel familiar to you, then this is for you. To have this awareness that it doesn't feel right to try to fit in with everyone else is something that not many people have. A lot of people just follow the herd and don't even question it. They don't realize that they might be feeling unsettled because they're doing something that isn't natural to them, because they're following something that we're conditioned to believe we should follow. And as such, life just goes by like that. And that's why you have so many people who feel like their life has just gone and they never actually started living because they were trying to live a life that wasn't theirs. They were trying to live a life that is portrayed to us as the life to live. But actually we're each here to live our own life, our own path. And so if you are here watching this and you do feel like you don't fit in and you have tried so many things and they don't feel right, then I want you to know that you are special and you're not going to waste this life. You're here to do something incredible, and you will find that if you pursue this, and if you don't give in, and if you actually continue to acknowledge that desire, that longing for something that you're not quite fulfilling yet. Just to give you a little of my backstory so that you understand where I'm coming from, and that everything I share with you is only going to be my experience and what I know has worked for me, because that is all I can share. All I know is what's true for me. For decades, I would say I suffered from depression, which is probably because I felt different. I felt like I didn't fit in. I felt like there was something wrong with me. And this is something I felt from as young as I can remember until maybe 5 years ago, when I found meditation and went on a Buddhist retreat. And since then, everything changed. You all know that standard way of progressing through life: school, college, education, job, house, spouse, children, etc., etc. I struggled to find my way on that. It didn't fit because I didn't know who I truly was. I felt lost. I felt alone, for sure I felt alone. And I felt confused and like there was no point in being here. And then I would say I probably hit rock bottom. I was doing my dream job, something I had wanted to do for a long time. I was working as an air hostess. I had an accident and I got really ill. That schedule was knocking my immune system. It was throwing me all over the place, and my body just reached a point where it was like, no more, no more. And it was at that point where I was grounded. I wasn't allowed to fly. I was at home, didn't know what to do. That I found one video on YouTube and just a few sentences, a few words even, which made something click in here. It just clicked. And in that moment, I realized that my life is mine. It's no one else's. It's for me to live the way I want to live. I realized that I had choice. And up until that point, I didn't realize or know that I had choice. I felt that I was a certain way, and I felt that I was stuck that way, and that there was something wrong with me. And that's why I couldn't act and live the way everyone else was living, which appeared to me from that position to be normal. And what I was doing appeared to be abnormal and broken. I didn't know that I could change. But in that moment, it became so clear to me that I could change. And since then, nothing has been the same. And that's how I know that however bad you may be feeling, however stuck you may be feeling, whatever you may be feeling, it only takes a split second and everything can change. I see it as a spiral. So I was hooked for most of my life on this downward spiral. In a way, I now see that everything was meant to be there. Everything was exactly as it was meant to be. Everything was all perfectly aligned. I can see that now. But at the time, of course, you can't. But it only takes one thing to flip that around and get you on the spiral that's going up. And I want you to know that if you've already got this feeling, if you've got this feeling that you don't fit in, if you feel lonely, if you feel like no one understands you, if you feel lost and confused, then that feeling is there for a reason. It is there to catapult you onto something that other people are missing. It is because you're special. This isn't for everyone. But you're here, and you're still here this far into the video, so that means this is for you. The feeling of being alone is really a side product of feeling lost and feeling like you don't fit in. So when we address these two, the feeling of being alone completely diminishes. I know you're all here because you want to know how to overcome this, and firstly I would say there's nothing to overcome. The idea that you think there is something to overcome is part of the problem. It's not that you're trying to find yourself, it's actually that you are denying yourself. You're trying to fit into what society says we should do, which is perfectly natural. That's the whole point of it. That's why it's there. That's what it's doing. But you know that that's not right, and that's why you're special. Again, I'm going to say you're special. And so the first step really is to just realize this. Know that you are unique for being here. You are unique for feeling this way. Everyone is unique. Absolutely everyone is unique. But you're not going to deny your uniqueness anymore. A lot of people don't realize that that's what they're doing. You realize that's what you're doing, and you know that that's not right for you in this life. And that realization is all that you need to set yourself on the path which you are meant to be on. At the same time, we are never not on the path we're meant to be on, but we do have choices we can make. There are different destinies we can choose. We do make decisions. You can make decisions. You can change path like that. It absolutely is up to you. Meditation and spirituality is what worked for me, but that is a path. It's not a path for everyone. It's a path for me, and it's a path for many, but not a path for everyone. What meditation can do for you is get you to a point where you can observe everything. You're not solely caught up in the mind. But there are a number of activities that can do this for a person. Music, for example, if you play an instrument, if you sing, usually when you're doing that, you are in that moment. You're not paying attention to every thought that comes into the mind. The mind may be wittering away, but you're not paying attention to it. You're in the present moment. You are only going to exist in the present moment. We change. Every moment is new. Every moment is individual. We are a new person in every moment. The only place you will ever find yourself is in the present moment. And so it's a case of finding the activity, spending more time doing the activity, or being around the people, or being out in nature, whatever that is that puts you into the present moment. This lockdown's here for a reason. Whatever your personal circumstances at the moment, I guarantee they are leading you towards the right activity, the right practice. If you're alone, then you're supposed to be alone right now. Embrace that time alone. It might feel uncomfortable. If it feels uncomfortable, then you know that this is for you. You know it's there for a reason. Don't be afraid of the uncomfortable. Don't push it away. Feel it. Really try and feel it. When you actually feel it, rather than hide from it and push it away, you'll probably realize that it's actually not as scary as you perceive it to be, and not as uncomfortable as you perceive it to be. So I really believe that certainly at this time, everything that is coming to us is directly for us. It always is, but at this time it's heightened. And so if you are on your own, you're on retreat. The universe has given you a retreat. So as much as you can, take advantage of that. If you've lost your job, it's because you're supposed to be doing another one. There are no coincidences here. There really are not. Especially for those of you here watching this. You aren't here by accident. You're here for a reason, because this message is for you. From silence, everything is seen and everything is heard. And that's why for me, meditating is what brought me to this point. It brought me to the point where I was still, where I realized myself as the stillness, as the peace, and I could see that from there everything else arose. And this is where you want to be. And this can happen at any time, from any prompt. It's different for everyone. If you're watching this video, then you have access to the internet. And the internet, I strongly believe, is a double-edged sword. It can go one way or the other. But it can be amazing. There is so much positivity out there if you look for it. And if you are feeling alone, and if you've not felt like you found your community, or if you found people that understand you, there is no better place to find those people than over the internet. If you think about it, we now have access to people from all over the world. Instantly, we can find our tribe, we can find our people. When you find people that are actually comfortable with themselves and know the path that they are on, you will naturally move towards yours, because their vibration, the space that they're taking up, if we want to think in physical terms, is perfectly aligned. And therefore, if you're associating with that, your space is going to automatically become perfectly aligned as well. So what you surround yourself with is really, really important. And a lot of us at the moment are forced to stay at home. So make your home your sanctuary. Every little step towards something positive is massive, especially at a time like this when everything is heightened. What you believe to just be a small step at the moment is much, much bigger than that. It takes a very strong soul, a very strong spirit to go against all of the negativity that is surrounding us right now, and to set ourselves on a path that is different to that. So a very small step will go a long, long way at the moment. So don't give up, and don't overcomplicate things. Nothing I'm saying should be taken too seriously. They're just ideas. They're just little pointers. But if you pay attention to them, they will start changing things. When you're being you, it's the most natural thing. I know we have all this talk about finding ourselves, but you are never not you. You are always you. You could never not be you. The problem is we look outside to find ourselves and we don't fall back inside. A knife can't cut itself. The eye can't see itself. You can't find yourself, because that denotes duality. Who's finding who? There's no one to find. What you actually are, and being yourself, resting in yourself, is effortless, which is why things like meditation and doing things that fully engross you are so important. Because in that moment you're not being anything else. You're fully there. This video really is like a little all over the place. I'm chucking loads of things out there because I do know that different things are going to resonate for different people. And I know that change happens like that. And I know that it'll only take one thing to set someone on a different route. We're always choosing things. We're always changing direction. We don't realize it. Often we don't realise until we're quite a way down that route how much one small thing changed us. That's why I'm chucking loads of stuff out here. So if you've actually watched until this point, then that means a lot to me and that really helps this channel out, so thank you. Remember to give it a thumbs up because that as well is really going to help it, and drop a comment below. Let me know what you think, let me know where you're tuning in from, or just say hi, that's really nice, talk to each other.